welcome back to the Gaming Thoughts and Opinions channel. That sounds very awkward, but I'm so used to saying welcome to the GTO podcast, but that's not what we're doing here. So, I'm Mark.
I'm Sam.
I'm Aware. And today we're doing Victories and Vengeances, a show where basically we highlight all the good stuff of the week, we highlight all the bad stuff of the week. It's a place for us to rant and rave about the bullshit that happens in our life. But before we get to anything, like any victories and vengeances, I want to start off with this one. It's very important. This was a big week for us. We got like 2 subscribers, but that's not important. We got a lot of views though, and a lot of people came up to me this past week. So I want to give a shout out to all y'all. I don't want to say their names, so I might forget somebody. I might feel bad, but it feels great to be acknowledged in person and say, "Hey, you're a funny guy." Well, thanks. I needed that. And Sam's cool too. And they're like, "Hey, Sam doesn't go to school anymore. I just realized that."
Oh, wow.
Okay, that hasn't happened recently, but that has happened before.
Oh, fair.
But it just feels great to just like we do these videos and somebody acknowledge us. But there are some people that are like they seem like they do want to talk to you, but they don't feel like putting like the effort in, or they don't think about you. So I guess they don't really want to talk to you. I don't know. They say they.
You talking about me specifically, or you as in like,
no
you, the people you? Or...
No, they're talking. I'm talking about they don't want to talk to you. Like
okay.
they want to talk to you, but they don't put any effort in to talk to you.
Okay.
So Robert says hi. The Sage says hi.
I have Facebook. They have Facebook.
Oh, speaking of Facebook, this all started because you posted the freshman...
The high school, the whole retrospective playlist.
Oh, shit. Okay, so you posted that to the class Facebook page.
Yes. Everything but the senior video, because that wasn't uploaded yet.
Okay. At the time, I was like, why'd you do this? I'm thinking, anyone who checks a senior high school class page on Facebook is a person I don't want watching my videos. To be really honest with you, anyone who's on Facebook, I don't want watching my videos because I don't know why you're still using Facebook. Anyways, I know you use Facebook. You're the exception.
I'm sorry, but that's where most of our views came from this last.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm fine with you doing it. It was a high risk. I mean, no, it was actually a low risk thing because you have nothing to lose. But yeah. I think you succeeded. The bet paid off.
Yeah.
High roller Sam over here. Thank you. I don't know how many views you end up getting off that, but we got, I don't know, a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Look good for us.
More than previous videos,
yeah. Yeah. So I remember like I had at least 5 interactions, one a day, about the video. So about all the videos. So we did get a couple requests. We don't know if we're going to continue Dark Rising, Pokemon Dark Rising. We stopped doing that a while ago because that game's really hard, and I don't like getting my balls bursted in Pokemon. That's embarrassing for me. But we are taking Sage's advice. Well, I had to really poke and prod at him to get some constructive criticism because he kept like mumbling and stumbling. Like, well, what do you want me to do? He's like, you could play a game called Lisa. Play a game. He wanted me to play something recent, and then I looked up. Well, 2014, recent enough, I guess. But yeah. So we'll do that, and that'll be uploaded later this week, like Monday, right?
Yeah, Monday. No, wait. Yeah, Monday.
All right. So that's that. Shout out to all you great people that watch our videos, even for 1 second. It's good enough for me. That's like 1/10 of a cent or whatever. I don't know how monetizations work. Anyway, you got
it
a victory.
It took us 1,000 views to get $2. So
500 likes for $1. Anyways, you got something good for the week?
No, I was gonna bring up the videos getting posted, getting some good response.
Anything else?
No, I don't do stuff. I saw Logan. That was a great movie. Best movie I've seen in a while.
I got a Royal at school. Since I told him I'm not gonna see the movie, like I'm just not gonna go see it because I don't like sitting in dark rooms for more than 2 hours. So he just explained the whole plot to me in a matter of 20 minutes. So thank you, Royal. You saved me about $11 in gas money. So thank you. So it was pretty good from what I heard. I liked the plot. Just imagine in my head. So what did you like especially?
It was really violent, but like not. It wasn't gratuitous. and it fit the character. It fit the story they were trying to tell.
Roy told me about the scene when the guy got blasted in the head with a shotgun. How did that look? Because you know he's made out of adamantium.
His skeleton is covered in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how did that look?
It looked like a normal person getting shot with a shotgun.
And it just came back.
But he just didn't die.
Okay.
I mean, there was still like the blood, and his shirt was torn up. You know.
Maybe one day I'll see it. Maybe like 2 years from now, when it's like super accessible on every torrent site. But for now, I'll go without. You got anything else from the week?
No, nothing.
Shout out to young John Travolta. Today in class, I mean not today, today's Saturday. 2 days ago in a math class, we were watching a clip from Saturday Night Fever, where John, because our teacher, Ms. Schneider, always has this thing about when we're graphing, like the different graphing patterns that can go. It could go like up diagonally or down diagonally. So she does this thing like she poses like John Travolta in Sunday Night Fever and like Saturday Night Fever. I don't know what I'm doing, but she always does that pose and said, "Yes, it's John Travolta to the left or John Travolta to the right." And she kept making this reference. I'm like, somebody's asked, "Can you please just show us what you're talking about?" So we sat aside like 10 minutes at the end of class to watch that clip, and we saw him dance. He was pretty athletic, pretty spry, like pretty vaguely sexy. It was the 70s, so I'll cut him some slack. He was acceptable for then, but he had that nice little chin going. Anyways, it makes me, I started thinking, he started out really good with Grease and Saturday Night Fever. What do you think about his career as a whole?
I don't know. He was good in Pulp Fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Good in the movies you mentioned. And then he dressed in drag for Hairspray. And I was not sure how to feel about that.
Face Off?
I haven't seen Face Off.
I only seen like the last 20 minutes and the first 10 minutes of that movie on TNT. But I think if you did the Pulp Fiction, you're good for your career. You don't do anything else. So he had a good career in my eyes. Anyways, he made like a lot of movies I never even heard of. I was looking at his filmography. It's a lot of stuff you see in a garbage bin at Circuit City. Let's go to Vengeances though. So I got a vengeance against Turnitin.com. And
okay.
So you, for a while, like the past 10 years, you know, the prominence of turning assignments in electronically has been larger and larger.
Yep.
So we had to do this research paper for Earth Science, and instead of turning in the classroom, printing it out, or Edmodo like we had back in the day, we put it on Turnitin.com. The main reason is to check for plagiarism. And, you know, I mean, I guess it's good. Plagiarism is a problem. You shouldn't be doing it. You should have your own original thoughts, but we'll get to that. So it was about a research paper about fossils and geologic dating, and geologic time relative dating, basically. So I did it the day of. I have a study hall right before a class. So it was due that class, so I was able to do it in 90 minutes.
Friend from life.
Senioritis kicking in full throttle. So I had to cite like at least 4 sources. So all I did was just use my textbook and I just cited sources that I didn't use. So bear that in mind, I only use one source, the textbook, nothing else. Well, and I use, for like one fact, some BS website that told me something I already knew. Anyways, I turned it in. Before I turned it in, I looked at the rubric, and one of the parts of the rubric was plagiarism. It had to be under 15%. It was over 15%, you get a 0. So I went through 3 plagiarism checkers. The first one said 0. I did the second one twice. First it said 14. I went back and changed some stuff, and then it said 7. And the last plagiarism checker said 8. So I'm like, it's under 15. I'll turn it in. That's when I got into a classroom. 15 minutes later, everyone's checking. Oh, I had 13. Oh, I had 7. All right, good enough. And I'm like, I turn that in. I'm like, waiting. 41%. And I got a 0. She gave me a 0, my A down to a solid D. And she said just redo it. Look at the plagiarism summary, because it tells you all the places that you plagiarized. One was my heading, which was Davis 1, and subsequent page that was plagiarized because that's not my last name, obviously. Um, but they did have a lot of legitimate plagiarism things because a lot of sentences matched up to his websites that I didn't use, by the way. I did not use the Prentice Hall website, and I don't have that textbook, so I don't know. It just matches up because there's only so many ways to spew facts. Like I was talking about periods. I was talking about geologic periods. So all I said was periods are subdivided into epochs. Plagiarism.
That's plagiarism.
That's plagiarism. That's at its finest. So I had to go back. I redid it, turned it in. I turned had 30% plagiarism. I told her what happened. She was like, "We're gonna have to go to a writing lab, and because whatever, because it has to be your fault. It can't be the machine's fault."
It's not like 3 separate plagiarism checkers put it well under 15% or anything.
Yeah, and I should have told her that. I just told her I didn't try to plagiarize. I only used one source. I just felt defeated. I didn't feel like I would win that battle because the teacher's always right. Anyways,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna do it. I already did it. I'm gonna turn it in again, I guess, this weekend. What I did this last time was just completely just cut the plagiarized sentences completely out the essay. So, I mean, it's a shitty paper anyway, but I'd rather have a 60 F than a 0 F. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Fuck turnitin.com. I got one more vengeance against race discussions.
Ooh.
We're not about to have a race discussion here.
Of course not. We've already done that.
That's a discussion for another day, as we say around here.
We do say
we
that.
had a race discussion before.
Yeah, with Lynette. Well, kind of a race discussion. With
And that was like almost a year ago, 9 months ago almost.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's a pregnancy ago.
Yeah, that's how I like to measure my life. I said I'm not 18 years old. I'm like 27 pregnancies long. Anyways, I don't like race discussions, and this came up because I was watching a documentary in sociology, like I do, about race. It was by CNN. It was like, what does it mean to be black? This was done like a while ago.
What does it mean to be black?
It's a culture. Black is a culture. That's what I'm trying to get at. I don't know exactly what it means to be black, and apparently I'm like you would say I'm black, but I don't really know what it means.
I mean, it can mean so many different things to so many different people, right? You'd think.
Yeah, this is what I'm getting at. What the flaw in racial discussions is that people conflate where you were born with your heritage. They conflate African American with black. They conflate European with white culture. And I feel maybe conflating white with European is like maybe that's more ubiquitous and more fair, more safer to do.
Yeah, that's a bit more fair.
But when you get to minorities, when you get to brown skinned people, there's so many different types of brown skinned people. You just can't call them black and follow them under black culture. And you can't have a good race discussion if you just fundamentally flawed about what's the difference between your color and your culture and then the third part of that is how you're perceived, because obviously that matters too. It doesn't matter if I'm a Dominican and somebody calls me and the policeman thinks I'm black. To him, I'm just black.
Yeah.
And I'll be profiled that way. Another thing this is like not necessarily related, but in that the documentary for CNN, apparently the Census Bureau counts basically any African country above the Sahara Desert as white. So that includes Egypt. Maybe not Morocco, but it definitely was Egypt.
Last I checked, Egypt and Algiers weren't this kind of white.
Yeah, they're just lighter than me, ever so slightly. That's because they've been mixing lately. But originally, the ones that made pyramids are like jet black. But they would never let you know that. Anyways.
That's weird.
What? I don't know why they do that. Like I'm trying to think, are they being malicious in some type of way? No, they're just kind of stupid.
They want to make white less white. It's an attack on whiteness, Mark.
And
it's not.
Another thing is that when black people try to talk about race, not only are they fundamentally flawed in thinking African American and black are the same. I think it's hilarious that they want to debate um, they want to debate a construct, and they want to play within the confines of a construct that has subjugated them to all this pain and wasted so many lives and killed so many of their people. They want to live by it instead of totally just saying, "Oh, maybe race is not real. Maybe the only thing that does matter is ethnicity." Because it doesn't. Like race is in its original form was meant to say different species and all humans are the same. 99.9% of all of the things that make us up are exactly the same. Besides a couple things like hair, my nose, and my skin. And I just think we built this country on race. Could we just stop buying into that now? It's ethnicity that matters. And if you want to have a deeper discussion about this, and you're a person listening to this and you got this far, you're invited. What do they say? We're selling on a video, not selling in Smash. Anyway, that's all I got.
Okay.
You can't sell in Smash.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a bit of a vengeance against our freshman class president. So he posted this picture.
Dick pic?
No, it was a picture of Mount Rushmore in North Dakota, and then a picture of a statue of like Kim Il Sung, Kim Jong Un's grandfather in North Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And he said one is patriotism and one is a cult. And to conflate a statue built by somebody to raise up the statue, to raise up the subject of the statue as a god, to a carving in rock that was done to boost tourism.
Well, that's not like the old Christian folk, the old Spaniards that came over and killed the natives, like the Aztecs and stuff, for being idolaters and
Yeah.
practicing idolatry, and that's just totally misguided. Like just because there's a memorial for you to realize how awesome you were as a person, doesn't that's not a bad thing. Well, and if a case is like a dictator, yeah, it's a bad thing. We can all realize that. We can separate the two.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, one of them, it's generally accepted as fact. The North Koreans worship their leaders a lot more than we do. They put
Kinda
them on a
have
lot
to.
higher schedule. Yeah, well, that's.
Mm.
And then he said it was racist to think otherwise, and it was racist to not. It was racist to disagree with how North Korea runs their country.
I don't understand.
I don't either.
Who's this person? What's his name? Her name?
Our freshman class president,
Like the current
Dylan.
one?
No, who would. He was
Oh,
our
that guy.
president.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. I don't, what a more. He has some really disagreeable politics. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Oh, it brings up something about statues. Like Andrew Jackson statue and a Robert E. Lee statue.
Yeah.
They're trying to move it for like the last however long. So how do you feel about that?
Um, I don't really care because,
All right.
well, yeah, I don't really care.
Well, I just think it should just stay there because just having like it's different from the Confederate flag. Andrew Jackson was a president, so
Yeah.
I mean he did do some like really terrible stuff, like wiped up like millions of Native Americans.
Genocide, pretty bad.
But I feel
He did save the city.
yeah, I feel less bad about keeping those statues up than like keeping the Confederate flag up because the people who keep that Confederate flag up are keeping it there for the morals and like this like the morals that represents. Those people, Andrew Jackson doesn't. When I think about him, I don't think about the Confederacy. I think about the Battle of New Orleans and Trail of Tears.
Yeah.
Robert E. Lee, he was just a general, right?
He was a really good general, yeah.
Yeah, I think we should just keep him. And like, what's the what we gonna put there instead? Harriet Tubman? I mean, no, I mean, whatever the alternative is, you're just dismissing this part, like this part of history. Like that's American history still. We're not saying like you should say that no president before Lincoln, most of them like, you should having any statues of them then. If you're going by that logic, like saying the Confederacy's bad, slavery's bad. The only, like, everything before Lincoln, you could just say they were terrible people.
Yeah, your George Washington statues, your George Washington gyms at like a public university.
George Washington, by the way, allegedly had a couple slaves. But, I mean, he's still a good guy, though.
He
I
also
like him.
probably smoked some of that hemp. A lot of them did. They grew it.
Hey, but the women's prohibition movement really it really set us back about a couple years in terms of that. Anyway,
The women's prohibition movement.
yeah, that's what when I was doing research about a marijuana project. They were one of the main people. Uh, like, they were not only banning like alcohol and stuff, they're also banning marijuana.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember what that was.
Anyways, that's all for Victories and Vengeances. I think we got a lot out. That was cathartic for me, at least.
Yeah, it was good.
I need a cigarette now. Anyway, we got a bunch of stuff that you could look at. This week, you can look forward to some Lisa gameplay. It's a very hard RPG. Mother, also a very hard RPG, and I think the two are related somewhat. Just like Earthbound and Undertale are somewhat related. So that'd be interesting.
What about Mother?
Mother, we're playing that this week.
We are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I should have docked with you and like have all the videos laid out for the next week.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that. I remember you telling me that.
Okay, and we're also having. Did you find Pokemon Dark Rising?
No, I couldn't.
Okay, we're not doing that. We're doing a Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke then. See you later.
Emerald X?
Yeah, no. We'll die very fast.
Oh.
Alright. Have a nice day.
Somebody's getting it, somebody.